All right. Seems to be working fine. A little brighter in here. Awesome. Good morning, gang. Okay. Live on YouTube and live on Instagram. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the PTI Daily Show. My name is Guillermo Contreras. Happy to be here with you on the best day of the week, Fitness Athlete Friday. Talking all things fitness athlete and improving overall fitness in the individuals that we work with on a daily basis in our clinics, in our gym settings, etc. Before we dive into the topic at hand, let's go ahead and talk a little bit about the fitness athlete courses coming to your area as well as online. Fitness Athlete Live is going to be on the road over the next 3 months, quite a bit. Next weekend, we're going to be in Colorado Springs, Colorado, the weekend of December 9th and 10th. The weekend, and that's it for 2023, right? But 2024, we jump in right back onto the road. January 27th and 28th, we are going to be in Portland, Oregon. February 10th and 11th, Richmond, Virginia. And then February 24th and 25th, we will be in Charlotte, North Carolina. So plenty of options, whether you're in the mountains on the West Coast or on the East Coast. We're going to be traveling throughout those areas in the next 3 months or so. So feel free to check out the website, ptnx.com, to find out how you can sign up for those. As a reminder, courses do go up in price at the end of this year. So if any of these courses look like something you can get to, you want to get to, you can travel to, you're going to make a plan to get to, snatch that course up now, because right now courses are $650 and they're going to be bumped up to $695 in 2024. So take advantage of the lower price now, get yourself sign up for those courses, and then find a way to get to these courses when you get there. So that's what we have for Fitness Athlete Live. Plenty more throughout the year of 2024, but just check those out on the website for where those are going to be. And then Fitness Athlete Level 1 online. The next cohort is going to start up on January 29th. Currently in the middle of a cohort right now. Finishing up week 4 right now. So 4 more weeks there, a little short break, and then we kick back up on January 29th. And then Fitness Athlete Level 2, or what is formerly known as Advanced Concepts, that kicks off on February 4th. Those courses always sell out. We rarely have anyone that wants to get into it that can't get into it after they sell out. It just doesn't happen. And that Level 2 course, it only happens, I believe, twice a year. So if it's something you've been looking to do, if you're looking to become certified in clinical management of fitness athlete through that certification process, then you need to be able to take L1, take the L2, take the live course. And again, that L2 only comes twice a year. So if it's been on your bucket list, something you want to take, sign up now, sooner rather than later, because as I mentioned, those courses do sell out, and we usually do not open it up for more individuals to join in. All right, gang. So that is the introduction there. That is what we have on the docket. As I mentioned, again, my name is Guillermo Contreras. I'm a physical therapist over here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And part of the fitness athlete team here with the Institute of Clinical Excellence. The topic today, the title is VO2 assault, or assault on your VO2. And not the most clever name. I don't know why I wasn't too creative today, but there's a reason we're talking about it. Is the assault bike or the echo bike, or like any air bike, right? We're talking about like this beautiful thing we have back here, the assault bike I have here in my office, is one of the best tools that we can use to work with individuals in the clinic, out of the clinic, in the gym, trying to improve overall cardiovascular conditioning, fitness, metabolic stress, like all these different factors that we can improve upon using a simple piece of machinery. This piece of machinery costs anywhere between $700 for the assault bike, the standard, or the original, I believe is what it's called, up to $845, $850 for the Echo bike, which you can get through the Rogue Echo bike. It can go as low as, if you're really just kind of want to pinch pennies there, a couple $100, maybe $100, $150 for a Schwinn Airdyne. And those Schwinn Airdyne bikes, right? Those are, like, we used to have one of those from like the 90s that still worked like it was new. They last forever. They work forever. Easy maintenance if you just take care of the chain. With the Rogue Echo bike, a little more expensive because it's belt driven. And again, that lasts forever, very little maintenance. So they're just really, really nice pieces of equipment to have. The weight limit then on them is around 300 for the assault bike, 330 pounds for the echo bike, and probably sure a little bit less for just your standard Schwinn Airdyne. But they make like the Airdyne Pro that I'm sure has a 300-pound weight limit as well. These pieces of equipment probably can last and survive through the apocalypse. Like that's how good these things are. Not only that, but in the clinic space, they are fantastic for working three-limb conditioning. If you have an individual with a rotator cuff tear, surgery, recovery, injury, whatever you want to call it, a knee injury, a hip injury, something that does not allow them to do something like running or standard biking or ski or rowing, right? They have a limb that they cannot use. You can rest that limb and work the other three in a very effective way that increases conditioning overall. And the reason I'm saying all this, and the reason I'm touting up the assault bike, the echo bike, right, is because there's no reason that we should not have a piece of equipment like this within our clinics. And if we have something like this, there's no excuse for us not using it with our patients, especially if you work with an athletic population. When you look at the NFL right now, how many people are getting injured? How many injuries are you seeing on like a weekly basis? You've seen like an excessive amount of Achilles tears, knee injuries, high ankle sprains, all those things. And one of the biggest things you hear when an athlete comes off of what they call the injured reserve is that, are they in game shape? Like they have the strength back, they have their motion back, they can handle the stress on whatever was injured, but are they truly in game shape? Do they have the ability to withstand rep after rep after rep on the field? And honestly, when it comes to conditioning, there is no better device to truly destroy someone and get their conditioning improved in a more efficient way than this behemoth, this beast right here, this monster, this thing we love to hate in the fitness athlete realm, in the CrossFit sphere, and in pretty much anywhere you see this bike. This is proven in a wonderful study where it took 32 individuals and it put them in 3 different groups. The control group was given moderate intensity cardiovascular training, 30 minutes of 75% heart rate max, cardiovascular, cycling, pushing, whatever it is, but just kind of maintaining a standard for 30 minutes straight of 75% of heart rate max. Group number 2 was given what we know as a Tabata or a half Tabata. They had to do 10-second sprints, 5 seconds of rest for 8 sets. They then rested for 2.5 minutes and repeated that whole cycle 3 total times. Group number 3 was given a standard Tabata, 3 sets of 8 repetitions of 20 seconds of work at 10 seconds rest. That is your standard Tabata, 20 on, 10 off, 8 rounds. They had to do that 3 sets with a 5-minute rest between each 3-set round, you call it there, or each 8-set round, 8-round set. All in all, the moderate intensity cardiovascular training group did around 360 minutes of work per week, or around 6 hours of work per week. They had to do this 3 times a week for 4 weeks. The 10 on, 5 off group did around 72 minutes of work per week, so around an hour, a little over an hour. And the standard Tabata group, the 8 rounds of 20 on, 10 off, did around 144 minutes of work, or just over 2.5 hours, around 2.5 hours of work per week. What they found at the end of the study was that there was no significant difference in improvement across all 3 of them. All 3 showed improved time to fatigue, improved VO2MAX, improved conditioning, and improved ability to create force, improved METs. But the big picture here, gang, right? Like what we see there is like, okay, like that means we can pick any of those and get someone more cardiovascularly fit. Yes, that is true. You can kind of pick your poison whichever way you want to do it. But what we're talking about here is that the short group, the 10 on, 5 off, 72 minutes of work per week, 1 hour of work per week, that group was 250% more efficient in the use of their time to improve their cardiovascular fitness, to improve their conditioning, to improve their power output, to improve their time to fatigue than the other 2 groups that doubled and 6 times the amount of work. And how we can apply that is like when we're looking at individuals in the clinic, we probably don't have 6 hours a week to add to their program, to their plan of care to get their conditioning up. They might not have 6 hours additional per week to jump on a bike and do 30 minutes of work 3 times a week as well. And if we want to get someone more conditioned, in better shape, better heart health, improve health markers, blood markers, all those things, while also improving pain, reducing pain, improving function, increasing range of motion, whatever our plan is or whatever our goals are for them in the clinic, this device, the assault bike, the echo bike, a nice quality Schwinn Airdyne bike, that is the way we can do it in a very effective, efficient manner. If you can do the same, if you can have the same results in less time, people are going to buy in. If you can show somebody, hey, we're just going to do 8 sets of 10 on, 5 off before we start the session up. I'm going to jack your heart rate up. I'm going to get your blood flowing. We're going to not only improve your overall cardiovascular fitness, we're not just going to improve your overall health markers. We're not going to just improve your conditioning, which again, like if you're looking at working with athletes, whether it be in professional sports, amateur sports, high school sports, whatever it is, you need to build up their conditioning space or their conditioning ability. But across all populations, like we can all benefit from this. We can all benefit from having better heart abilities, better cardiovascular fitness, better VO2 max to be able to stand and do things for longer with less fatigue. So by using this device, using short sprint intervals, things like you see behind me, things like 10 on, 5 off for 8 rounds, 3 sets, 2.5 minutes rest, or simply one set of 8 repetitions of 10 on, 5 off, right? We can have these small things that can affect individuals. It's also something they can easily do for a home program if conditioning is an aspect they need to work on. If we're trying to get their VO2 max up, we can give them, hey, I want you to jump on the assault bike, jump on the echo bike. I want you to do 10 rounds. Just go as hard as you can. Rest 5 seconds. Do that 8 times. Do that a few times a week. When you're looking at individuals who have Achilles tears, knee injuries, something where they cannot use that limb or it's uncomfortable to use that limb, they can still get after it with 3 limbs. They can use left leg and both arms and get after it on an assault bike. Again, effort is what matters here. Intensity is what matters. And when we're talking about working with individuals, trying to give them the most effective, efficient way to get better, get stronger, get healthier, and we're thinking of a fitness-forward approach to everything we do, this device, these tools, these strategies, these techniques are the ones that are going to make the biggest difference for our athletes, for our patients, for our clients, regardless of their 12, 20, 30, 60, or 80, right? Intensity is relative to the individual. And if we can push intensity, if we can prioritize that intensity, we can help improve the quality of life of everyone we work with. We can improve fitness, which is going to also help improve quality of life. And we can see really, really big results in shorter periods of time. We can be much more efficient in doing that. Thanks for tuning in. Hopefully that all makes sense, right? If you want to see the study, happy to link the abstract in the comments here, or just kind of shoot me a message. Happy to send it your way. But again, if you want to get fitter, if you want to improve your conditioning, and you want to know how, by all means, come on to a fitness athlete course. We talk about this in nauseum about getting people fitter, getting people strong, using intensity as the way to do that. And if you're curious how it works, and if it works for you, simply get on the assault bike, get on the Airdyne bike, push yourself hard for 10 seconds, work a 5 seconds rest, repeat, rinse and repeat for 8 rounds, and see how you feel after that. See how the improvement comes upon there. Hope to see you on the road, gang. Hope to see you online. Thank you for tuning in. Have a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you next time on the PTNI's Daily Show.